25 years later, the name Aaliyah seems to carry weight that never seems to fade. She isn't just remembered as a singer from the early 2000s. She became a cultural icon whose voice, style, and on-screen presence continues to inspire millions. She has become something bigger than that, a symbol of what could have been, a moment in music history that feels permanently frozen in time. But behind the tributes, the fashion references, the streaming numbers, and the endless resurfacing of her image, there are still questions that never fully went away. Questions about her rise, questions about the people around her, and questions about the circumstances that surrounded the final days of her life. Because when you look at Aaliyah's story from beginning to the end, one idea keeps coming up in conversations across the internet, in documentaries, and amongst fans who have followed her legacy for decades. What if Aaliyah didn't just leave behind a career? What if her passing changed the entire direction of the music industry itself? And more importantly, was Aaliyah worth more than the industry after her death than she ever was while she was alive? Aaliyah entered the music industry with a presence that felt different from everyone else around her. At a time when many artists were trying to be louder, more aggressive, or more attention-grabbing, she moved in the opposite direction. She was calm, controlled, almost distant in the most intriguing way. Her style reflected it: oversized clothing, minimalist makeup, and a quiet confidence that made her stand out without her ever needing to force it. And then there was the sound. Her voice didn't demand attention. It pulled you in slowly, like it already knew you were going to listen. By the time she entered film and began expanding into acting, it felt like she was stepping into something much larger than just music. Romeo Must Die shows she had screen presence. Queen of the Dam shows she can carry an entire film. And her self-titled album shows she was evolving into a more mature, more defined version of herself. At the time, many believed she was standing right on the edge of a breakthrough moment, one that would take her from rising star to global icon. But looking back now, that moment feels like it was interrupted before it ever fully happened.
Alright guys, I want to say thanks for tuning in and watching my favorite videos on Carte Blanche on MCM. I'm your girl Aaliyah. See you soon, alright?
Aaliyah's early career was shaped by powerful figures in the industry, and like many young artists at this time, she entered a system where decisions were often made around her rather than by her. One of the most widely discussed and controversial chapters of her life involves her relationship with R. Kelly, which was later annulled and has since been heavily documented and re-examined over the years. After that period, she rebuilt her image carefully, stepping into a more controlled and intentional version of her career. But even after the reinvention, the question still lingers when people revisit her story. How much control did she truly have over her own path? And how many decisions were being shaped by the people and structures surrounding her at such a young age? Because when you look at the industry she was navigating at that time, it becomes clear that she wasn't just building a career. She was moving through a system where power dynamics were constantly at play. So the question is, who was really protecting Aaliyah's future?
Hey, let's clear something up, because you know I've been getting a rundown on the street. Everybody seems to think that y'all are either girlfriend or boyfriend, or cousins, or friends. Let's just get the record straight.
I better go get me a white Jeep.
Well, no, we're not related at all. No, we're not. We're just very close. This is my best friend.
Yeah, cool.
Now, who found her?
In the whole wide world.
I found Leah. As a matter of fact, Barry Hankerson, my manager, who's her uncle, told me to go up to Detroit and hear her sing. Once I got up to Detroit, I didn't have to hear her sing because she was glowing. I knew she had it. As soon as she started singing, that verified it. And from there, we became here, and everything's all good.
Now, how is he to work with?
Rob is great to work with, because really it's not like we work, because we're like really close, so it's like just fun, really. We just hang out, sing.
I don't ever remember working.
Yeah, it's just like fun.
It seems like you had a lot. Where'd the title of the album come from?
She's running around the studio one day with her friends, talking a lot of smack. Talking about age ain't nothing but a number, girl. I was like, what you trying to say? So immediately I heard the song, you know, and I said, I called her back 15 minutes later, told her, check this out. So we cut the track right then and there.
And for the record, you are how old? That's a secret. Women doesn't disclose her age.
Keeping it under wraps.
That's right.
After stepping away and rebuilding her image, Aaliyah returned with a new sense of direction. Her work in film signaled a shift. She wasn't just a music artist anymore. She was becoming a multi-dimensional entertainer. Romeo Must Die introduced her to a broader audience. Queen of the Damned pushed her into a darker, more cinematic space. And her self-titled album marked a creative evolution that many critics viewed as her most complete work to date. And then came Rock the Boat, a song that, in hindsight, has been endlessly analyzed by fans and commentators, not only for its sound, but for what it represented in her career's timeline. At the time, it felt like the beginning of the most powerful era yet, a transition into full artistic control, a move into global superstardom, a moment where everything seemed to align. But that era never fully unfolded. In August 2021, Aaliyah traveled to the Bahamas to film the music video for Rock the Boat. The shoot had already been completed, and plans were made for her and her team to return home. But the return flight would become one of the most discussed tragedies in modern music history. According to official reports, the aircraft was overloaded beyond its recommended capacity, and mechanical issues were also cited as contributing factors in the crash. Over the years, this moment has been analyzed repeatedly, with people questioning the decisions made that day, the conditions of the flight, and how such a situation was allowed to unfold. And while investigations provided a documented explanation, the emotional weight of the event has ensured that public discussion never truly faded. Because for many fans, the story doesn't feel like it ended with the official report. It feels like it ended with unanswered space. Since her passing, the questions never stopped. And for some fans, a handful of celebrity interviews have only made the mystery even deeper.
You wanna know what's really fucked up? She was unconscious. She didn't choose to get on that plane. There were phone calls made. There were witnesses who signed NDAs. Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement about a plane crash and what happened leading up to?
Twin-engine Cessna was headed for Florida when it crashed Saturday on Abaco Island, 100 miles north of Nassau, killing popular R&B singer Aaliyah and 8 others. Investigators now say from witness statements an engine may have failed and that the plane may have been overloaded.
Why the fuck would you need to sign? A nigga don't ask about a plane crash if it was accidental. Riddle me that. Riddle me that. A plane crash should be accidental.
Should be.
Why would any testimony about what happened leading up to it need to be covered under a non-disclosure agreement if there wasn't foul play?
Stricken parents, her aunt Gladys Knight, Aaliyah's boyfriend Damon Dash, fellow hip-hop honcho Sean Puffy Combs, R&B singers Usher, Maya, and Monica, hip-hop artists Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, Lil' Kim, Missy, even former heavyweight champ Mike Tyson. As Aaliyah's casket was moved from the famed Frankie Candle Funeral Chapel, her heartbroken mother, Diane Houghton, gently acknowledged the crowd.
Barry, when Aaliyah died for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death.
They killed her! And that's what I've been saying. They killed her!
After Aaliyah's passing, the music industry shifted in ways that are still felt today. The early 2000s marked a turning point in R&B and pop culture, where sounds, visuals, and artist development began to evolve rapidly. New stars rose, existing groups transitioned. The landscape of female superstardom began to shift into a new era entirely. Artists like Beyoncé emerged from group success into solo dominance, while the industry as a whole leaned into a different type of global pop presence. But this chapter isn't about drawing direct lines between the individuals. It's about timing. Because when people look back at this era, many can't help but wonder how different the musical landscape may have looked if Aaliyah had lived to see her next chapter unfold. So the question is, did Aaliyah's absence create space for a new era? Or was this shift already inevitable? Today, Aaliyah's presence continued to grow rather than fade. Her music is still streamed across generations who weren't even alive when she passed away. Her image continues to influence fashion, aesthetics, and creative direction in today's artists. Her name resurfaces every few years in documentaries, tributes, and cultural conversations. And her legacy remains one of the most enduring in modern music history, which leads to a difficult question that has become central to how we understand celebrity, fame, and legacy. Why do some artists seem to gain even greater cultural and commercial value after they're gone? Is it simply the permanence of their work? Or is it something deeper about how the industry and the public respond to loss? So the question is, what if Aaliyah's greatest impact on the world came after her death?
Just her legacy lives on, man, and everybody know that she was a sweetheart. She wasn't an industry person. As she just met you, it was like she knew you all her life.
She was very humble, and I think that's what really gets people the most, is because she was such a grounded, kind person, regardless of the fact that she was doing so well. She's always going to be a beautiful girl.
Honestly, if there is such thing as perfection on this earth, she was as close as you can get.
You can't even say something negative about her because she was already an angel when she was first born.
Some stories end with answers. Others continue because the question never fully stopped evolving. And Aaliyah's story is one of those rare cases. Not just because of the life she lived, but because of the legacy she continues to shape. Almost as if she's been here before and was a magical being blessing us before she left again.
Queen of the Dam, that was like a full-on dream role. I am a person that loves Egypt. I'm a little bit obsessed with Egyptian things. My whole apartment in New York has like Egyptian paintings, Egyptian rugs, books, everything on Egypt. I love it. Love the culture. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I love vampires. One of my favorite vampire films was Lost Boys when I was very young. In love with that film. Any vampire film, I'm there to see it. I've always been intrigued by vampires. I don't know, I think I'm a little bit of a vampire myself. I love the night, things like that. So Akasha was perfect. She's this Egyptian queen with this evil vampire. And when I read the script, I read the script while I was shooting Romeo, and I said, I have to have this. Whatever I have to do to get it, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work hard.
One of my followers just sent me this of Aaliyah. Now, my Ida B. Wells post, I've never had this many people watch the full video, right? It's usually around 5, right? So when they sent me this, I screenshotted it, and then boom, this popped up, right? So look, it says Batesville, Mississippi. You know, Mississippi stands for Miss Isis Pepe. Them the two who founded Memphis and gave it the name Menifee first, right? And so I've never had this many people watch a full video. And Aaliyah's birthday is actually 8/8, right? Her death day and her birthday add up to that, right? So that's 444 and 144. I mean, she the one, guardian, she's holding the guardian. She was our guardian angel, especially for the women. All the women were supposed to be like her, not the women you see now. They had to take her out, y'all. And so what does the Batesville, Mississippi mean, right? Ba means unique personality, character, soul of an individual. Test means to test you. Ville means a city or French in a state of mind. They're testing our state of mind. So you see how God sent messages like